Welcome to 360 Strong Women. Today we're going to make a vegetable soup, something really hearty and healthy for us. We're going to use a lot of vegetables. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is go through your ingredients list. You're going to need some bay leaves, about 4, and just go ahead and throw them in your pot. And then you're going to need 5 carrots. I've shredded my carrots already. And 5 stalks of celery, a cup of corn. Now you can use frozen or canned. Just make sure you've rinsed your corn. If you're buying it from a can, make sure it says no salt on it, because we want to remember that our vegetables already have a lot of sodium in them, and so we don't need to add sodium. You're going to use 5 cloves of garlic. I've got it already in my little dish over here. A half a teaspoon of oregano, a cup of peas, and a cup of green beans, and I've rinsed mine and put them in this bowl. A half a teaspoon of thyme, a half a teaspoon of rosemary, a half a teaspoon of sage, some fire roasted, no salt tomatoes diced, and we're going to use 2 cans of that, and a chopped yellow onion, and then we're also going to chop up some red potatoes. So I'm going to finish chopping these. Want to chop them up to your specifications. If you like your soup really chunky, you might want to make bigger dices. If you are serving family members who need their vegetables cut up a little smaller, so you have little children or older adults, or people that have digestive issues, they may need to have their vegetables cut smaller just so they can digest them easier. You can also use a red onion. This one calls for a yellow onion. So I've cut that up. I'm also taking I've already rinsed my potatoes, and I'm dicing even the smaller ones just into 4 parts, just so that they'll cook up a little bit better. So we want to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to our Dutch pan. And then we're going to throw our vegetables in to be it up and start to stir them in and start to simmer them and cook them down. And then we're going to add 8 cups of vegetable broth, or if you want to, you could add a no salt bone broth. You need a little bit of extra protein. Remember, there's a lot of protein in vegetables, so consider that you're not having to worry about adding any meat to this. This is an all vegetable dish. You're going to get a lot of nutrients from this, and that's the whole of the goal, to make something really hearty, really healthy. The reason this is also very good is because you're adding so much fiber to this dish. I'm going to go ahead and complete chopping these potatoes. I'm going to chop my celery. Now, sometimes celery gets a little fibrous, so if you need to, you can skin it off a little bit and then chop it down really nice and fine. I'm also adding 2 cups of fresh baby spinach to this, and you can chop it up. I like to just throw it in the pot once it's starting to simmer, and it will pick up and simmer down. And then we'll add all of our herbs and spices. Just beginning to stir down my vegetables as I continue to chop the rest. It's already starting to smell really good. You know, I love that smell of it. I'm going to finish and do all the proper kitchen etiquette. I've washed all the vegetables prior to and dried them off. I've also used the proper cutting boards, so I don't mix cutting boards. I use special cutting boards just for my vegetables, and special cutting boards if I'm using a meat or a fish for like a chicken for my condiment, because I use mostly vegetables. Remember that, make it easy for you, right? Eat whole food, mostly vegetables, color of the rainbow, not too much. Get a lot of fiber in. It's all about gut health and heart health. And if a weight goal is one of your goals for this year, and you're eating vegetables mostly and adding your meats as condiments, you're going to make your weight goals as well. Make it healthy first. As we say, healthy from the inside out. So you're healthy from the inside, all the rest will come into play. It smells really nice, really good. Got all my vegetables simmering down. I like to get them stirred up a little bit with olive oil. If you don't use olive oil at all, just add a little bit of moisture to it. So you could add your canned tomatoes if you're not adding any oil. But extra virgin olive oil, organic extra virgin olive oil, is good for you. Heart healthy, brain healthy. You want to get in a little bit. And you're not adding that much. 2 tablespoons are making the whole pot. I'm starting to simmer that down, and then I'll add my broth. I want the flavors to connect and immerse together. So that's what they're going to do. Put my beans in next, and my peas. And consider that you can add other vegetables too. The more variety that you use, the healthier your gut's going to be. So what we want to get used to is trying and adding different varieties of different vegetables and not eating the same ones all the time, because just like with exercise, your body will adapt to the things you're eating. You're eating the same thing all the time. It adapts very quickly. And then you hit what we call plateau. All right, I've got this all simmering down. I'm going to start to add all of my herbs, and I've measured them all out. I'm just going to sprinkle them in, stir them in so that they start to merge all the flavors together. You know, I like to clean as I go. That way I don't have such a big mess. And then, oh, that's going to be so hearty, healthy. It's going to make a lot. And it will fill you up because of the amount of fiber. I'm just adding my broth now. Now you can make your own broth if you want. I'm just buying organic, no salt broth from a box. And I've added that all in. Makes it easy. I like to cheat a little bit because I don't do anything that's very complicated. I need it to be healthy, but uncomplicated, because we all have busy lives. And I'm going to let that get really cooking and boiling. And then I'm going to add the spinach. That will be the last thing, because it will wilt pretty quickly, and I don't want to overcook that. And so there you have it. You have a really hearty, healthy vegetable soup. It makes a lot. It's high in fiber, high in vitamins, high in minerals, and high in nutrients. Today, I made a very healthy and hearty vegetable soup for you. It has carrots and celery and onions and spinach and peas and beans and potatoes, with oregano and rosemary and thyme and sage and pepper and garlic, all immersed together to make this very healthy and fibrous soup. So just add it all together, chop everything up, simmer it all down, and then enjoy this delicious soup. So I'm going to go over that one more time. I've laid everything out. There's 4 bay leaves in here. I put them in the bottom with 2 tablespoons of organic extra virgin olive oil. I added my shredded carrots, about a cup or 5 carrots. Chop them up. And you can make this as choppy or as fine as you want. I've added 5 stalks of celery, and I've chopped them pretty fine. A cup of no salt corn. Now, I used a can. You can use fresh or frozen. So make sure if you're using a can, you're rinsing it out. Then I have 5 cloves of garlic, a can of no salt green beans. Again, you can use frozen and or fresh. Just rinse them. Half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of rosemary, half a teaspoon of sage, half a teaspoon of thyme, a cup of peas, frozen, fresh, and or canned. Just rinse it if it's in the can. No salt. I used a little bag of those little red potatoes and chopped them up. You can just get 1 potato and chop it up. You can use a sweet potato if you want. 2 cans of no salt, fire roasted chopped tomatoes, and 1 chopped yellow onion. Then you're going to add 8 cups of broth. I used no salt, organic from a box, but you could make your own broth if you wanted to. And then you're going to add a half a teaspoon of black coarse pepper. Mix it all together, simmer it all down. At the very end, right before it's almost complete, I've added 2 cups of fresh baby spinach, wilted it all in, simmered it back down, and you are done. You have a hearty, healthy, easy vegetable soup. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, or shared our channel, go ahead and hit the button below so that you can get at-home workouts, all kinds of information on fitness, how to keep yourself safe, proper alignment, things like that. Look for those. Mindfulness, yoga, meditation, things that are healthy for you. Healthy recipes where I'm actually showing you and cooking it down for you. And all kinds of coffee talks on all things wellness, including sleep hygiene. It's really important. And so I ask you for this new year, as you're going forth and trying to make your health goals for the year, invite a friend. Invite a friend to subscribe to our channel so that we can open up the algorithm and get the channel out to more people so that they can see it. And there may be a little healthy nugget that's going to help you. So until then, live your life 360. Don't forget to subscribe. Do it right now. And I will see you next time. Bye.